Hey guys, welcome back to the Fanspire. I'm Priyanka, and thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a while since we've done our last, discussion on the match, so we are back with another exciting clash. Obviously, as you know, it's United versus Arsenal, and we have obviously like heated fans ready to go at each other here with banter and of course talking about the game as well. So first up we have Sauradeep, of course a Manchester United fan. He's been on Fanspire quite a few times, and we also have a new fan today, Chinmay, an Arsenal fan. Welcome to the show, Chinmay. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining in, both of you, joining all the way
Thank
from
you.
Germany. Thank you.
It's a
Perfect.
pleasure.
So yes, go ahead.
So, yeah. Sauradeep,
Okay, yeah, so
what do you
let's
think are
start
the
off
expectations?
discussing
Sorry.
about the game.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
start off
Uh-huh.
first. To Sauradeep, we've seen Maguire and Ronaldo like drop from the first team, and we've seen United winning some games there. So
hmm
thoughts on that?
The best decision ever possible. Both Maguire was a more of a liability than of a asset, and Ronaldo, the way Ten Hag wants to play, he doesn't suits properly, and it's better he comes from the bench and makes a difference.
Okay. And Chinmay, I mean, like seeing Arsenal top of the league, how is that feeling for you guys? I mean, last season it was completely the opposite, and this time top of the league. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm pretty confident of what Arsenal is doing at the moment. That's because at the moment, what the fans have basically been observing at the moment, they see the team which is which feels the pain of the last season, and there is this actual fire that I can feel from the team that is very it's how do you say, it's mirrored in the style they play. Like everybody has taken how do you say, accountability as to how they're supposed to play. You can see it in every move these people take, so that's giving us hope. Well, usually hope is the thing that kills us, but this time I believe hope is the one which is going to give us salvation. So here's to what this season is going to unveil eventually.
Yep. I mean, a lot of fans have been like Premier League top clubs. Like we've seen, like City also dropping points. It's a good thing, lucky for you all. Okay, so quick question is, the transfer window just shut. How are you all feeling after that? Are you all feeling confident, or you could have thought a club could have done better in the transfer window?
Chinmay, go ahead.
Okay. So, well, yeah, with respect to Thomas Partey and Mohamed El Neni being injured at the moment, it definitely brings a lot of questions. That's because it's only up to Albert Sambi Lokonga. He's a player with a lot of promise, as you see. He has the minerals to do it big, but again, it's all down to inexperience. Is he ready? Is he able to wear his big boy pants or something? Is what I can say. Is he ready for it? Like he definitely has, like he does have the courage, but does it how do you say, does it transfer into playing on the pitch is something I'm really concerned about, but I'm just to hoping.
He has been there for at least one season, so I think he
Yeah.
should perform now.
Yeah, and
Well,
Manchester United, obviously, we've seen some big names there, some last minute signings. Your thoughts on that?
United and last minute signings are a synonym right now. I don't know why they had to do it at last minute. If Anthony was in the list, they should have got it earlier and we could have paid a little less. But it's a very good signing because he's a real baller. And if you see, it's definitely Anthony is better than Anthony Elanga, which we have on the right. So so let's see what he does. And Casemiro, no doubt, he is a five-time Champions League winner. It's a big asset to have. So overall, the team looks good. The transfer window was really good. Only thing for me it could have the transfer could have been sorted a bit earlier. Then it would have given the team much better time to settle in.
Mhm. And for
I
today's
feel
game, do you
United,
go ahead,
sorry,
Chinmay?
I feel United is trying to copy our thing about trying to collect Gabriels. They're trying to collect Anthony's now.
But do you think both the Anthonys will start today? or yeah, I think like start today along with
I don't
Casemiro.
think
You see
Anthony
that?
will. The new Anthony will not start. Elanga will only start
Okay.
because he is coming with a big money, and this is a very big game at Old Trafford. And not to mention, this is a much for him. It's a big upgrade from Eredivisie to Premier League, which high intensity, like more physical football. And if anything doesn't goes according to the plan, then again that question mark and the media starts starts their work on him. So I don't think he would be starting, but he would be definitely on the bench. But I would like to see Casemiro starting. He can make the difference.
Okay. But what an upgrade, like from Maguire to Casemiro. Does the future look good for y'all?
Too early to say. The team looks like now I can say last year at this point of time, people were saying, even I could see that it was more on individual performance. Now it looks like a team. So the bases are set. It's not great football like Arsenal, which what Arsenal have played, or City have played. It looks good. It looks promising. So let's see.
Okay. And Chinmay, yeah, Sauradeep just said, like the kind of teamwork y'all have been doing. And you also mentioned that, all the players are showing the passion. But for this upcoming clash, if you had to pick out any key players, who do you think those would be?
Well, if you're talking about the offense, Gabriel Martinelli, he's been on fire along with Gabriel Jesus. So the thing is that the three Gabriels that we have at the moment are always standing up at certain occasions. Gabriel Jesus, he has that fire. I'm like, he's just there, He's there. He's like that impending force. Like, I'm there. I am going to score. He comes with that confidence, and that's what gives you that hope that yes, I think so. He will definitely unstabilize the defense in front of of the opposition. He can like he's been doing this for Manchester City as well. But yeah, it's very interesting as to how Gabriel Jesus puts the pressure on the opposition, and you have Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli is how do you say putting a lot of he's basically bombing on the wings. He's cutting in and he's trying to make the right passes. He's become very clinical in picking the right, like he's become very efficient in whatever he's trying to do. And whenever these two don't work, there's obviously the defender Gabriel. So he's always there trying to score in headers, and yeah, we're trying to find like a plan A, plan B, plan C. So in the order of Gabriel's
Perfect.
and
So
Tata, of course, providing a lot.
okay, and we also have this one question which we ask all Arsenal fans: are you Arteta in or out? Because we get like mixed reactions about this.
I am Arteta in. The thing is that he is very sorted in his beliefs. The thing is that you cannot have somebody flip flop between what exactly they want. Arteta is very headstrong about it, and that's what I like about it. If somebody is headstrong about what exactly they believe, they could either be really stupid or they could be really confident in what they know. I'm
Okay, maybe
hoping it's
I
the
shouldn't
second
have
one.
asked this when you're at the top of the table. Maybe we should have like asked it when you all weren't doing too
We
well.
should have asked it last season when
No.
they were.
Yeah, last season was the right time to ask this to Arsenal fans. Now
Well, I
they
didn't. I was Arteta in the last season as well, in the bad times. Sauradeep knows about it.
okay. So I think Joshua. So we have another Arsenal fan called Joshua, and he has always been Arteta in from day one. So I think we have you can like join him in that. So we have a couple of comments. We have Prasanna. He's like midfield is where the game is going to be won. Arsenal midfield without Party is a massive miss.
Yeah. So
Saurav,
Yeah.
it's your thoughts about the whole midfield, and do you think the game is going to be, all about the midfield and how that works out?
yeah, if you look the both of the teams relies on the midfielders actually. Like for Arsenal, it's Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka. For United, it's Eriksen, Bruno, and McTominay at time. McTominay was really good against Leicester. So it's where you can stamp in your authority, and if your midfield starts working, where you have the grip of the game, passing, moving the ball quicker, so it's going to make a big difference there.
Okay. And also,
But yeah,
Elroy says Ten Hag
sorry,
has
sorry.
found Maguire's best position, which is on the bench.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Okay, and Summer, our Liverpool fan says all the best, Chinmay. Please do well. Clearly doesn't want United to win, and he
I
says,
think he forgot yesterday they were supposed to lose, but because of what they managed to escape with a draw and the Merseyside. And let me make it clear, he told me that it was a fluke win. Well, he doesn't know how to win, so that's why he told me that. So he should not comment on anything on VAR or anything.
okay, but Chinmay, your thoughts on VAR?
Okay, so when it comes to the midfield or something, if you're looking, honestly speaking, if I'm talking about how Manchester United plays at the moment, they're always trying to just directly give it to the offense. So if you're talking about how exactly they're using their midfield, it is very much more into giving into the offensive midfielders rather than the one of the defensive ones. So they're not building it as much as in the offense. They're just trying to directly give the transition from the defense to the offense. This is pretty much they're playing a low block football at the moment. So there is people they're playing very compact. So I don't see honestly a midfield battle coming for you. But when it comes to Arsenal performing at the moment, it's a concern. That's because we don't have Partey. He is basically a holding midfielder. He tries to keep in the position. And at the moment, Arteta's football is more like, how do you say, he wants every cog to work perfectly. So one thing I see Manchester United you doing is that if they are trying to, let's say, depending on how they choose to play football today, if they are trying to build up from the back or something, then there's going to be a real midfield battle. And if Casemiro is playing, he could basically impose himself onto Sambi Lokonga. That's where things could be problem. So that's when I can actually see things to be very problematic. But if you're talking about the long balls which they'll be providing to Anthony Ilanga, that
We
could be a
don't play
little
long
problem.
balls. We haven't played much of long balls.
You have played long balls
We
for
are not
Anthony
playing
Ilanga?
long balls. You are partly right. We are playing on the transition. Like if you are making a mistake, that's when you start hitting because this team
Hmm.
can run. Every player like
Well,
Ericsson is running 10.5 kilometers per game. So you can see how much the team is running. So
well,
this team plays mostly like kick and run. That's the basics which we are getting it right so far.
yeah, but that's very much into counter-attacking football. So if you're
Yeah.
talking about dealing with Rashford at the moment, Rashford, I don't have to be like I don't know. I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself, but realistically speaking, I think so. He'll be playing on the left wing and he'll be facing Ben White. Ben White will has imposed himself on many people, like many left wingers, very well this season, and I'm pretty sure he will deal with Rashford pretty well.
Rashford is
So
going to play
how?
from the center and Sancho is going to play from the left and Elanga on the
Okay,
right. And
okay,
since there is a fluidity right now, so they are going to interchange their positions.
okay. Is that something like they're going to keep switching their positions?
Yeah, that's it. Sancho
Okay,
sometimes comes on
okay,
the right, sometimes goes on the left.
okay.
We
So
just
there's a
have
lot
to
of fluidity.
wait and watch. We also have someone saying that Chinmay looks like Fabio Vieira.
Yeah.
Okay, he also says, I expect them to play long balls. We play a high line, and with our fullbacks high up, they look to counter. Do you guys agree with this?
Chinmay, let's change. It's his question, I guess. I'll come
Yeah,
on.
go ahead, Chinmay.
Well, the thing is that because Arsenal will be playing a high line, yes. The thing is that Manchester United is using that tactic. They are quite good at that tactic, and many times they use that against Liverpool pretty well. They've they have exposed Liverpool at a very like how do you say, like efficient. It was very efficient. Manchester United, when they're counter attacking, they're very dangerous. That is something. And I'm wondering how does the midfield cope up with that transition of United. So that's the battle. What I'm concerned about at the moment. But yeah, if they're trying to do attack more from how do you say phases or something, then I think so we'll win the game. Or there is this part if they're trying to give it to how do you say Bruno, who stands kind of in the middle of the park, and he is very sketchy with his behavior, is what I feel. He will try to pull in for free kicks and all that kind of things, and that could basically damage us. So I believe it's kind of like that. That's where they'll be more dangerous rather
Right.
than counter attack. We can handle them counter attack.
So we have so at the like the beginning of the season, we just randomly decided to ask fans, who do you think is going to get a red card? Uh, and so between Zaka and Bruno, who do you think would be possibly more likely to get a red card?
Xhaka, is that even a question? I'm hoping not, though. I'm hoping not this match. Some
But
other match, okay, not
he's
this
been
match.
really good. He has been really good. He's been picking up.
Yes.
I have seen him playing more further than I ever seen him play, and he's been picking up spaces which nobody was expecting. And he's actually helping Jesus to press, or like Jesus to
Yes.
get, like, he's dragging the man out from the defense, and Jesus is getting the piece where he can score. So it's been a good strategy to push Zaka a bit further.
That confidence came of Partey becoming more better in his holding midfielder role. That is one thing to be noted. But Xhaka is again playing in the two pivot at the moment, and but this time we have a stronger defense. We can still give some freedom to Xhaka to go ahead, but not as much as before. But yeah, he always turns up against United. Is something is is some kind of a pattern that I've figured it out. And De Gea, if you're shooting, let's say if you're trying to poach within the box, whenever Arsenal plays against United and Arsenal are trying to poach within the box, he is unstoppable. It becomes frustrating to watch De Gea. Okay, he's been playing. Let's say he has like an entire stretch of games where he's playing really bad. The United fans are basically pissed off with him,
I'm
and
not.
out of nowhere, he's playing all of a sudden like the best game ever. It's like he's playing some sort of like a World Cup or a Champions League final in front of Arsenal, and yeah, everything he stops. But yeah, whenever Xhaka even he pulls off a simple trigger, right, and the goal goes in, I'm like, what's up with that? But I like it.
Okay, so obviously, y'all have met each other, and there have been some like iconic clashes. So, is there any one, United versus Arsenal match that stands out for you, both of you?
For me, the 8-2, where we just ransacked them in OT. I
You
was
What
not
missed
about
the
expecting that, but
match.
that was a pleasure to watch.
you, Chinmay?
There was this match with Alexis Sanchez scoring two goals. He was on fire. Like, yeah, the next season he went to United, but that didn't work out. So that was something else.
Yeah, similarly, Mkhitaryan went, and that also didn't work out. Yeah, that.
Okay, that's it's always fun to go back a little back to the previous clashes and think about those. But let's get back to talking about today's game because we have a couple of like commensurate questions. Um, if Arsenal says that if we get Odegaard and Zaka to mark out Bruno and Ericsson, we can reduce their transition play. Thoughts,
Yeah,
guys? Agree?
well,
I mean, does that make sense? Okay.
Odegaard, yeah, Odegaard is actually a guy who likes to have the ball at his feet. He's the one who makes the others play. Like, he's like kind of the Bruno of this team. So Odegaard against Casemiro or against McTominay would be a thing to see, because Odegaard is very skillful and he's very clever. So against McTominay, there is a possibility that he might win fouls, and Arsenal have a good record with set pieces. But marking Odegaard won't be easy, and marking Bruno won't be easy. Only thing that can work for Arsenal against Bruno is that frustrating him. But right now, what I have seen against, I saw this in Leicester as well. Eriksen and Bruno have started to switch their play. Like, sometimes Bruno comes back and Eriksen is moving forward. So that is a big positive which we have right now. And Eriksen brings, like, he's an I school. He's from Scandinavia. He has to be school, but he's I school in this midfield. So it's going to be interesting battle. Like Prasanna said, the midfield is going to decide the game, I guess.
And talking like we were talking about a couple of past matches. Summers, Patrick Vieira just hitting Ruud van Nistelrooy. Does anyone remember that game?
well, I have seen clips about it, but yeah, that time the referees were very suspectful. You would question their decisions a lot at that time. And Manchester United had too much stronghold in the Premier League. But now they do not have that much as what Manchester City or Liverpool, as in the number of decisions going their way.
Yesterday, if you have seen Chelsea,
Like that happening
you know
is,
what
huh?
happened. Or
Well,
Aston Villa game, Coutinho's second goal.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
that was also ruled. I think it was ruled offside, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was ruled offside.
I mean, I would love City to have lost that game, but yeah, I mean, as a Liverpool fan, I'm happy that they dropped points. So coming back to the game, let's do predictions. Do you guys want to go ahead and predict the scoreline?
Mm,
Sorry.
Sauradeep?
I'll go for a 2-0 win United. Ronaldo coming off the bench and scoring in the second half.
All right. Chinmay.
I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
That's going to be a good game then.
Any idea? I mean, do you want to guess the goal scorers?
Jesus.
I hope
Jesus
he
and
scores. I have him
probably
in my FPL. I need him to score.
and Granit Xhaka, of course. He should be there.
Awesome. Well, let's of course we'll leave that for another few hours until kickoff, and hopefully we have a good game. Like as a neutral fan, I'm looking forward to a really good game. But before we end up for today and wind up, do you guys have anything to say to each other? As fans, a little bit of banter or a lot of banter. You guys can just go ahead.
Well, I ain't that much of a believer, but I can definitely say our Savior is trying to make sure that the devils get baptized today. So, looking forward to that happening.
That's actually a nicely put. That's nicely put. Sorry, Deep.
Well, I hope they remember that last time when they lost against Spurs, what happened to them and everybody were dancing. So, in if they are trying to baptize us, they should remember they have a lot of enemies in their locality because right now London is a very good hub for all like good hub for the football, and let's see what happens today. I'm pretty hopeful of it. Even if we get baptized, we the devils can rise and make the count.
We shall see.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for coming on. It's been a cool discussion. We've discussed about the match, of course, various points, and thank you to everyone who put in their comments and questions. Do subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. Share, like, comment, and all of that. And we'll be back with more content. If you're a sports fan and you would like to come on our show and be a panelist, talk about your favorite team, banter, of course, please do just DM us on Instagram, and yeah, you can be here. Thank you so much, Chinmay and Swardeep, for coming on today.
As I always like to be here.
Yeah, all the
Pleasure.
best to both of you all for the match ahead. I'm looking
Thank
forward
you.
to a great game. Thank you so much, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.